Well, the weather is not looking good today. We're expecting the downpours to continue into today's sprint. This will make for some very tricky conditions for all the teams. The ever-tightening turns of 1 and 2 will prove tricky in the slippery conditions here in Shanghai, and anyone that slides wide will lose a lot of time getting back on track. Turn 14 should still be the best place for overtaking, but we'll have to see some improvement in the weather before the drivers can take advantage of that DRS assistance. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting sprint. Lando Norris will lead us away from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Russell, Piastri, and Sir Lewis Hamilton, and Verstappen, Hülkenberg, Fernando Alonso, Hadjar, and Richard Verschoor, Bortoleto, Ocon, Yuki Tsunoda, and Behrman, Gasly, Antonelli, Carlos Sainz, and Alex Albon, Fittipaldi, Doohan, Lawson, and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. Which of these drivers will get pole position today? We'll soon find out. And alongside me in the commentary box today, a man who I always look up to, which is easier said than done, Anthony Davidson. Well, Ant, we love this 11th team on the grid. They've certainly made an impact since they came into the sport. But without one person at the helm, I don't think we'd have seen what we've seen so far. Their team principal really is a character.
And you need these characters in Formula 1, Croft. You need them as a driver. You want to have full trust in the person leading your team forward, that your feelings inside the car and about the team are going to be relayed and understood in the right way, and positive changes made.
The formation lap gets underway ahead of today's sprint. It's going to be interesting to see who gets pole position. We're almost ready to start the sprint as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Watch out for understeer in the wake of the car ahead. Try to get past as quickly as you can. Push, push. Okay, gap to the car in front, 1.5 seconds. Try to stay with them. They might make a mistake and we could still regain the position. Norris has just put in the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, final lap. Let's go. Final lap. Yes, yes, come on, we're on the podium. Good job this weekend. That's a great drive. Thank you.